Hope you're ready. And we are missing a drums. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're glad to have you here, as always, right across this beautiful country of ours. Manitoba, Sask, Alberta, BC, all the way up to Newfoundland. And we got a good show tonight. We had lots to talk about, lots of golf chat. Drums was filling half the agenda, but then he pulled shoot about half an hour ago. So we're hoping that he might join us in a bit. But if not, well, the show must go on. So without further ado, we'll see you in exactly 30 seconds.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Kingdom. Not as always, our host Drums is MIA, and it's just the brothers behind King Golf tonight, Jordan and myself. What's happening, man?
Top of the evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. That was pretty good. I mean, we're on episode 130, so I was hoping that you had memorized the intro by now.
Well, I would, but I can't say exactly what Drums would.
Was that a new intro, though, or was that halfway through the pod? Or was that from the start, I mean?
Well, I don't know. No, I don't think so. Well, maybe.
I think it was.
No, he used to say some different stuff. He would say a lot of different things, actually. This hasn't been right from the beginning.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
No, honestly, he never used to say that. He said, like, my childhood best friends at some time.
Oh, but he always started with what is up.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe just when we got that song. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Doesn't matter too much. As you could tell, we're missing the drums. He had a bit of a family emergency, I guess you'd say. But everything's good, and he's hoping to join us here at some point, so we'll wait for him. But in the meantime, we'll catch up on some stuff. Unfortunately for us, our agenda tonight was full of half drum stuff. So we got some time to fill. We'll be talking very slowly. No, it might be a quick one, but if I know us, it won't be. So things are good here. It's hotter than Africa, but
how was Minnie?
Minnie was still a little bit hungover, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll touch on it later on.
Yeah, we can talk about it in a bit. But it's ladies' night out here at Rossman Lake. I looked at the weather app yesterday. I guess it's probably just the time of the year, but I looked at the weather app last night and I was talking to Bridge about it. But every day until next Thursday, there was 60% chance of thunderstorms. That's the only thing that was in the forecast. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure they're just doing that because it's so hot.
I'm thinking so too, like the humidity in the air, because it's like 30 degrees every day.
Yeah. They're like, so well, we're bound to be right one of these days if we keep putting 60%.
Probably not wrong. So yeah, I know things are good. It's hot in here, but get the windows open tonight, and everything's good. If you're watching the chat tonight, if you're here now, say hello. There's only two of us tonight, so we'll be maybe taking some questions from the audience. Too soon to say at this point. Colton's in the chat. What's up, Colton? Anyways, Reggie.
He says Colton stuck that in train, so he tuned in. He's going to the range. Good on him.
Well, he's got a big match tomorrow night. Not against us, but every match is a big match in the original King Golf League. But what's up in Dauphin, Reggie? You're just cutting some thick grass.
Honestly, lots, yeah. Yeah.
I've been in Regina a lot in the last year and a bit, and the one weekend I'm not there, you are. Thanks.
Yeah, what a place. Well, man, lived there 10 years ago. How much that place has changed in the last 10 years is unbelievable.
Has it?
Oh, my God. We stayed in a place that didn't even exist by a long shot when I lived there 10 years ago. Like by a few, I don't know. It was crazy. It was like I went to a different city, actually, from a decade ago. But
like a new hotel?
Yeah. Tournament was awesome. kind of shit, bittersweet that the season's over. I'm kind of happy it's over so I can get on with it. But we did have a ton of fun coaching those kids. So it's too soon to say, but there's a very good chance to be back coaching that next year. It's kind of perfect. Like I don't have to commit the whole winter to coaching. I can just come in and coach for 2 months and 10 practices or 12 practices, whatever it is. It was good. It's kind of the perfect amount for not having a kid, so not having to be at the rink all the time and wanting to help out a bit. So it was fun. It was a great time. Golf. I've played my first 218s of the year. Man, did I miss it? Holy shit.
I thought you
went
would
to
have played
Gilbert
at
last
least
night.
7 by now.
Oh, I've been busy, man. But I want to get out tomorrow. I'm going to go play 9 at Dauphin. The Gary Brandon's this weekend, so I want to get 9 in before. That starts at 3 o'clock on Friday, 2 rounds Saturday, 1 round Sunday. Be right back in the swing of things here.
Why are you only doing 9 tomorrow?
Just we got to pick actually the Agassi Cup teams tomorrow night, so I'm gonna go out and play 9. I'm saying 9. I'm going with Jordy. He said he's got to put the kids to bed after 9, so I'll probably go play some more before. I might be. I was kind of wanting to rest the ankle, but it felt pretty good last night. So
That's back-to-back golf weekends in Dauphin Lake.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Got to get used
to 3.
I played GP last night. Good God. Like, man, I know I sound like a broken record on here and people are tired of hearing about it, but that place is like mid-July right now. Like the greens are absolutely mint and they're like rolling like fast. That place, I don't know.
That's what you want.
Yeah, that is.
I like playing on greens like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we played on as per the chat's recommendations in Regina. I ended up playing Deer Ridge or Deer Valley. Sorry. Pretty underwhelmed. It's too bad.
Deer Valley, the new Granite. What the hell's
Granite Hills? Granite Hills. Yeah. Something's going on there. From what I hear, it's too bad because it used to be one of the top courses in the city. It sounds like they're having some major issues underground. They lost about 8 houses, 5 or 6, or maybe a little longer than that, 8 years ago, maybe. Lost 8 houses, I think, slid right off the bank. They had to evacuate them, and now some of the holes are. I mean, you played it before, hey?
No, I haven't.
No. Anyways, there's lots of holes that have like they're cut along the river, so you'd have to like fly the river. But now it's like eroded so bad because the ground's sliding underneath that like there's one hole where it's like right up to the green is like you take a step off and you're 20 feet down. So they're probably going to lose that green unless they sink a bunch of money into it. So it kind of seems like, I don't know, like unbelievable layout, just a crazy layout, like how cool it would be if it was in good shape. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of touch and go right now, I think. But
wow, that's tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently those guys were saying like, so they had to go down like 40 feet for the pillars. So they went down 40 feet and like put the pillars there, but they didn't do like enough research or something, and they didn't know that there was a spring underneath that 40 feet. So then that like slid out. I don't know. Some lawsuits, but lots of people lost their hats. Like it's too bad.
This is from the houses.
Yeah, the houses and apparently like a few people just moved in like right then, and then they just basically they couldn't even go back into their house because they were deemed unsafe.
Would insurance cover that or not?
It doesn't sound like it did.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. And apparently they like sued them, but they only got apparently they're like $400,000 to build lots of the houses, and each person got 180 grand. Nuts.
That's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah. Played with Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Should give him a shout out. Like, I know he doesn't listen to the podcast anyways, but he crushes it.
Long ball?
He hits it probably like 340.
No.
Oh my God. Just absolutely pounds it. The most ball speed I think I've ever seen, actually.
Really?
Yeah. He
That's
hits it a
interesting.
ton. Yeah. So he's like just hitting it just, and I'm like, I can't even get off my back foot. I hit one fairway the whole day with my driver.
Yeah, it probably just felt like he was hitting it way past you.
Yeah, I was hitting it very short, but he was absolutely crushing it.
Well, glad to have you back in the game of golf.
It's good to be back. Very good.
Speaking of really fast greens, I played a little course called Chaska Town Course over the weekend in Minneapolis. Minneapolis, definitely not my favorite place on earth.
Scary or what?
Well, it's just there's a real weird energy in that city. Very tense. That's what I felt, tense. And
I
I
think
mean,
that
I
was the
was with
weekend of that shit, though, right?
yeah.
Wasn't it the anniversary?
It was the anniversary of George Floyd. Um,
Yeah.
but honestly, I don't think that there was I don't think that there was much. I didn't notice any like talk of it. Like there was pride flags and Black Lives Matter signs, but I'm thinking those have been there ever since. I don't know. It's just like it's it's a beautiful city. The scenery there, there's so many lakes. The golf courses are all so beautiful. It's just like the energy there. That's all that I would complain about. It's just a really weird energy, and I don't know.
There, there's something to be said. Like lots of those beautiful cities, it's like it's unreal. But then drugs are just lots of people live there before, and lots of wealthy people maybe, and the wealthy people. No, I shouldn't say wealthy, but like people are getting into like really hard drugs, like more and more each year. It seems like in those big cities, and drugs are just like overrunning them. Right?
Yes.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Like all the druggies downtown?
Well, the drugs for sure. It's just like the honestly, it's just the division there. That's the big thing is that nobody really wants to get along. They'd rather just complain about this and that and fight each other. And I think on the grand scale, Minneapolis would be kind of a, compared to Chicago or Detroit or, San Francisco, something like that is pretty small scale. But I think it has the potential to slide into that, honestly. Like that's how it starts. None of this stuff happens overnight, right? So
Hmm. I don't think
anyway,
it's trending. I don't think it's trending in a very good
no,
direction.
it's definitely not. But you know what? You know, I could talk about this for probably 2 hours long. It's not really productive at this time. But yeah, I mean, I really believe that things will change it turn around at some point here. I think we're close to that. And I don't know what it'll take, but we'll see what happens. The course itself was phenomenal. I'd never heard of this course before, and actually Jay Sunart messaged me the day before we were going there and said that it's actually the sister course to Hazeltine, which was news to me. Me and Rubes were kind of responsible for booking the tee times, but I did not know that when we booked it. So that was kind of a cool surprise. It's on the same property.
As
It's kind of like
Hazeltine?
as Hazeltine, yeah. And so it seemed almost like the farm team of Hazeltine because apparently like we got paired with a single guy, and actually we hit the lottery with singles. This
It
guy
looked like
was
he was a sick golfer.
yeah, he was a player, man. He was 1 under par, I think, on the front nine. And it wasn't an easy course. He was playing like the black green combos, which is like the tips and then what we were playing for, kind of combo. And so he was 1 under par, and I think that he would have been close to that on the back nine. We didn't check in after the round, but man, he was good, and he didn't make a putt the whole day.
Jeez, that's awesome.
It was the opposite for me. I made every putt. I was hitting it like shit, but whatever. But anyways, he was telling us all about it. Apparently, there's not really any members there. It's just a town course. So all the people within the county there, like Chaska County, they get a rebate on green fees. Everybody else pays full price, like we did. But I mean, that's kind of cool. And he was talking about how he applied to be a member at Hazeltine, which I don't imagine would be cheap. We didn't ask him how much it cost, but he kind of gave us the details on what it entails. And I was quite surprised by it, honestly, because apparently they do a background check. You have to meet with the committee, a bunch of other things to check on your character, and they have the full ability to just say, no, you're not allowed to be a member here.
Yeah, it's a different world in the States, eh? I guess it's like that in Winnipeg too. They probably do that at like the private courses.
We should have asked Matt when he was on here about that.
I'm guessing that's what it is. You'd have to have some kind of interview process. I don't think you can just become a member.
You don't think? Throw
I
some
get
cash
that like
up there? Like,
I
it's
get that
not
like
cheap.
references.
References, maybe, yeah, but full out interview, like in front of the board, that'd be kind of.
Rippy said he had one the other day. Remember?
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Anyways, hey Chaz, glad to have you, brother. How's Swan? Somebody in the chat might know that if that's the case in Canada, or if that's just the States, especially in the private courses in Winnipeg, people might have an answer to that. There's a couple in Regina too, right? Royal Regina and
Wascana.
Yeah.
We were supposed to actually play Royal Regina, but there was a tournament on there.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It actually worked out, man. It was supposed to rain, like they were calling for rain the entire day. And then we had to win or tie our game Saturday morning in order to play at 5 to have enough time in between. And then they pushed the rain back to 3 and then 4, and then they pushed it back to 5, and it started raining like when we were on the way home from the course.
Oh, really?
So it was like the perfect time, man. It couldn't happen any better, honestly.
That's good.
So nice to be out, man. Holy God.
I
didn't realize how much I missed it, honestly.
Well, there's a reason why golf's exploding in popularity, because there's no better game. You can be out in the sun with some buddies and some beers, drive a cart around, and
get this. I gotta tell you this. The first hole is like a par 5, pretty long par 5, and I hit. We said before we teed off for like breakfast balls, and everybody's like, "Yeah, for sure." So I hit just a shitty tee shot, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll take a breakfast ball." So then I hit like just I just wanted to basically put the face on the ball, so I hit it probably like 250. And then I pulled out a 3-wood and thought I hit it up by the green. I was like 60 yards short in the rough. Dunk it from 60 yards. So I started with an eagle after a breakfast ball. I dunked my first wedge shot of the year, yeah.
From how far out?
Like 60 yards probably.
Wow.
Just hit like a spinner up there, and it just like grabbed on the third bounce and just like died into the hole. It's insane, man.
What a start. Boys must have been loving that.
Oh, they did. They're just going nuts. But yeah. So, unreal. This is probably the best my iron game's ever been to start a season. Or maybe just overall. I don't know what the hell's happening, but looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah, well, you'll be golfed out by Sunday night for sure. What's Roscoe he-heeing about?
Who knows?
White flags again? Ches says Swan is goodish. Weather's nice. Course is great. Drug problems here too. Homicide here over the weekend.
Yeah, I heard about that. Some
what
shit like
yeah.
Drugs, man.
Drugs will get you. Oh, look at this.
Whoa! There he is.
What's happening, fellas?
Hi, Drums.
Hola.
We're talking about all the world's problems right now. You came at the perfect time.
Oh, good.
Well, we were talking about Minnesota being very tense. We're talking about drug problems around the world, big cities. And it sounds like it's making its way through small towns as well. So we're not going to have the solution tonight. So we'll move on from that. But
the big CM's taking over Swan River right now.
Yeah, CM's kind of getting the best of everybody.
It's literally everywhere, taking over every small town. It's crazy. Yeah. It's a good time, though. I'm not gonna lie to
you. Hell of a drug.
I can see why people are getting hooked, and it's pretty cheap.
So the crazy thing about that, though, and we shouldn't spend too much time talking about it, but when weed was legalized here in Canada, I had many conversations about it, and whether it was a smart move or not. And of course, in hindsight, it's easy to say, but also at the time before this, or I guess Colorado, the state, had been legal for a while, and they were having significant meth issues there. Uh, and if you think about it, like if you think about it logically, like if you're a weed dealer in a small town, like you do pretty good, honestly. Like you get some spinners on your car or your Tahoe.
Spinning
you take-
hubcaps, maybe like they're not billionaires.
What's that?
Spinning hubcaps, maybe like they're not multi-millionaires.
Probably have like a Mustang convertible or Camaro convertible.
But they're throwing their cash around Friday nights at the bar. Like they live a decent life, right? And then all of a sudden the government comes in and says, hey, no, we're selling this now. You're out of here. What do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to go apply at the local law firm or greet people at Walmart? No. They're going to find something else to sell and cheaper to sell. And that's what's happened, I think. Whether that's right or not, that was the theory leading into this, and it's kind of come true. And it makes sense. So I'm not totally blaming it on weed. I think that people should have the ability to do whatever they want in life, honestly. And so, but we're still we're still dealing with it now. And I don't know. Well, let's move on.
Drums, what's up?
Not much, just some craziness around. I'm gonna have like a black eye tomorrow.
Oh, Luca got you.
We're working on a Lego tower, and we had her up pretty high, and then he just karate chopped it and wham, right in the eye.
What did you say?
Some explicitives.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Give him a spank?
No, God, no.
You gonna? You're on live.
I think it's
You're on live. Better be careful.
It's debatable. It's got to be something pretty bad.
Like what?
Like maybe, I don't know. If you actually like beat the piss out of the dog with a hockey stick, then I would have
that's fair.
That route.
Maybe Mom's listening to this. Sorry, I just
ahead.
want to tell a quick story. I was going to say actually Mom's playing men's night right now, but she'll probably listen to this.
Men's night?
Women's night. Sorry, Mom.
You never know. You never know these days.
It's 2023.
True. And it's Pride Month tomorrow. So on ladies' night, she's out there, but she'll listen to this later. But I remember that like parents obviously used to be pretty liberal with the spanks back when we were kids. And I think I got a spank on the ass one time, and I said, I've had it. I've had enough. I was probably like 8 years old. I've had enough. I'm calling Child Family Services. I'm going to report you. And she left the room and came back with the cordless phone, dialed CFS for me, and handed me the phone. So needless to say, I did not have many words that came out of my mouth after that. Once she called my bluff.
Parents were pretty gangster back in the day. Go ahead. I don't care.
Since then, you're a shitty poker player. You just lost your ability to bluff.
Yeah. I never had
Bluffing
the
spin
patience.
shambles.
Anyways, Drums, what were you going to say?
I'm not sure. I'm completely frazzled and lost right now, but I'm glad to be here, boys. It's good to see you. How was your trip? Very quickly. I'm sure you got into them, but just let me know quick.
Reggie's was not great. He had a good weekend, but he had some poor reviews about Deer Valley. Basically, the valley's caving in. Houses are falling. Greens are falling. Everything. And Chaska Town Course, I found out, was a sister course to Hazeltine National, which was pretty cool. But the course itself was phenomenal. Honestly, like some of those fairways you could have mistaken for greens. They were so well kept. And the putting greens themselves, I absolutely loved when they roll like that. They're really very true. You know those greens where you can almost see like little weeds coming out, and it seems like a different kind of grass, but I just absolutely love playing on greens like that because you know exactly what the putt's going to do. And, you know, when you don't have to worry about the other variables involved, like, you know, whatever it is, tough to grass, whatever, you can commit a lot more to putts. And I think that makes a big difference. So it was a really fun day, a lot of drinking, not a lot of food. As most parties are.
Very true.
Oh, I paid $6 for an Aquafina at Target Field.
Good play.
$6 US.
Was it delicious?
I clearly felt like I needed it. I mean, it was 30 some degrees there, and we were just like in a frying pan. So, and it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So this was on Saturday. We went to the golfing on Friday, and then we went to the game Friday night. And then we woke up at like 11:30 on Saturday morning. We all slept in, and we had to go to friggin' ball game at 1 o'clock that day. So we had like an hour and a half. We were like 20 minutes late to the game. But
I would have been fucking rattled if I was there.
it was nuts, man. I rolled out of bed at 11:30. Like we have to go to a ball game in an hour because we basically had to leave like at 12:30. So we hammered down. I don't even think we ate.
I would have been running around hammering pots and pans trying to wake you guys up for the game.
It was nuts. Pets' heads are falling off for sure.
Lots of homers, eh?
Lots of homers, yeah.
Any come near you?
What's that?
Any come near you?
No, one foul ball landed right in our section as we were walking down there. That's the closest we got. We were 20 minutes late, so
it doesn't happen often, man. Honestly.
How's the golf game, Reggie?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, like pretty good. Like I was like 70, like 3 over in Deer Valley, and then like 74 last night. So 3 over, 75, 74
at home.
Not bad for a scrap.
I was 3 over through 4 last night, and I kept her there.
Clawed back.
Do you call yourself a scratch when people ask?
I always say like 1 or 2.
Better than bullshit.
I haven't really been playing like a scratch the last couple of years, so. But then I see the definition of scratch online, and it's pretty much exactly what I would shoot. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Moose is back. 2 weeks in a row. The Moose. Need a Snoop Dogg grass segment. Yeah. Are we talking about Reggie's lawn or the marijuana?
Both. Because they're one.
They coincide.
Reggie cut.
They growing up there.
They coincide together. Reggie's grass.
Reggie's. You should leave the insurance game and start your own lawn care business. You send a snap for your freaking lawn all day, every day.
I was gone the whole weekend, and wow. I came home Sunday and I was like gas, so I didn't cut it then, and then it rained on Monday, and then I had men's night last night. That fucking grass today, man.
Jungle.
Oh my god, I think I had to take the bag off 6 times in the backyard.
Jesus.
Like it filled the green bin tonight. One grass.
Just let it loose, man. The wind will get it.
The whole thing.
No,
the wind will get it. Gonna rip the grass out like in chunks.
That's my play.
Man, I took my blade off and changed it. I changed the blade tonight, and I just started cutting it, and I was like 3 passes in, and me and East were uptown the other day, and I had the gas can with me, and I didn't fill it up because we ran out of time. 3 passes, ran out of fucking gas tonight. I was so mad. Just grabbed the tank and just stormed to my car because I had to take my fucking ankle brace off and switch shoes, and
still wearing it?
I have to wear an ankle brace for like a year.
You on house arrest?
Like doing like my backyard has those night crawlers, so I can't be going back there naked ankle.
There's a conspiracy going around online about Reggie's boot that he's actually on house arrest, and he didn't actually have a wakeboarding accident.
I didn't think of that, but it's logical.
The old ankle brace are on him.
Can you imagine? Oh, that'd be such a play. Oh, yeah, it's busted, man. They can't fix it. I don't know what's going on. No, but just 2 seconds, too. And this is the last time I'm going to talk about it, but the whole round in Regina drums, lucky it was like hazards down the left side. Because I hit one fairway and I probably lost like 6 balls, but they were all like 1 strokes. And I was just scrambling around for pars like out of the hazards, and like, but I hit one fairway, and that was the first fairway of the day.
On a
I couldn't
breakfast
get to my front foot like at all. And then my first like 4 tee shots yesterday, same thing. Like I lost like 3 balls because of my driver. And
Left?
then because I just couldn't
Coming
get to
out
my
of it?
front foot
Yeah.
because I was so scared. And then finally on my provisional, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna see how hard I can finish here." And I ripped one, and then like the next 5 were like on a rope. So I'm pumped actually right now. I can't wait to go off tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, we got a good point here from Moose. He's talking about grass on the course. So I'm wondering, maybe we reach out to Delta 9, Tokyo Smoke, one of those weed dealers, and see if they'll sponsor a segment on the grass of courses. I think that'd be interesting. I don't think we could do it for more than like 10 episodes probably, but if we talked about like the different types of grass, which courses in this area have them, I'm sure most of them are the same around here, but there are some different ones, I think. Like St. Charles, I think I'm pretty sure Oak Island's grass must be different than Rossman Lakes.
Yeah, it is. It's bent grass, I think.
Georgia bent grass. I also saw or somebody, it might have been Patch who sent me, or maybe it was Moose, but one of the courses in Florida, they were talking about the grass there and how it came to be because it's so different. I think it's from like, I want to say Africa, but I'm not 100% sure. And it like got, I don't know. I don't want to tell the story because I'll butcher it, but something cool like that. It came from a different country on a boat, I think.
Oh.
And
The grass is definitely different in Oak Island than anywhere else around here.
yeah,
I think it is
That's
a type of bent grass or bluegrass. I don't know, something like that.
Kentucky
that's
bluegrass.
I know
That's
it's
a
a type of music, but I think that's actually a type of grass too. Honestly, it's a different type. I remember when they did that big reno. I remember they put like a new type of grass in that nobody had used around here.
Niagara too, I think.
And that course we were playing, St. Charles, they were testing it out, the same type of grass.
Yeah, they're doing some transplants, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're half hour in. We haven't touched one item on the agenda yet, so
It's okay.
no, that's a lie. We talked about the trips. So, where do we want to start?
I want to talk about Michael Block
Okay,
because I think
All right.
that I think Bob Menery, however you say it, I think that interview, I don't think it should have been put out.
Why?
Maybe it should have been put out, but it's like the guy was just getting drilled for like a whole week. Like his whole life has changed. Like the guy's a golf pro, and all of a sudden he's like on every big interview site that there is, and he's just getting drilled with questions. And you don't see any other answers that came out that were offside. And one thing that he said, like, yeah,
Welcome
the
to the
guy
world.
Drums. I don't know if you said this in the group chat or not, but yeah, the guy has to have confidence. Like, fuck, he has to. He's playing another PGA event. He's not going to say like, "Oh, I don't belong with these guys. I shouldn't be here." Did he say
got
probably too
15th
much?
place in a PGA major.
Right.
He should
Right.
have confidence coming out of his dick.
Right.
And he threw it on the table. I have zero issues with what he said.
No, me either. But
Is that all
obviously,
that he was getting roasted for? I thought I missed something there.
No, he got
He said that-
flamed.
he said that he couldn't hit as far as Rory, but if he could, he'd be a top player in the world. Which it's probably not true. Like let's be.
But how do you know? How do
very
you know?
honest here.
Right. There's no
How
actual
could we know?
way to determine
Yeah,
if he's wrong or not. But even in his mind, if you were having beers with him, he would tell you, yeah, that's bullshit. I'm just pumping myself up, gassing myself up. I've just had this
I don't
amazing
have a
week.
problem with it.
I'm bullshitting on a podcast. Suck my dick. That's what I would have said.
But like, yeah, don't even put that out. Like, just edit that out.
There's nothing wrong with it going out. It's people overreacting about dumb shit.
Yeah,
I'm
like
a
always.
Drums
Like
fan.
always. I'm not disagreeing with that.
No, it was just
like
it was
always.
fucking ridiculous. He got fucking torched, and then he had to go play after that, and that was a gong show.
Golf Digest did such a classic Golf Digest thing on the weekend. They said like, I'm going to find it. You guys keep talking about it because this is what was a joke.
I want to get the results of the poll today on Instagram because it looked like when the last time I checked, half the crowd thought that he's a dud. 52% of people think he's a dud.
Whatever.
46 said legend. 2% said who. That's not bad, actually. 2%. We got a pretty knowledgeable golf crowd by the sounds of things. But 52% say he's a dud.
Well,
What would
I
you
mean,
have
that
voted,
would probably go with how oversaturated it was with him for a week. Like that's all it was for a week was him. So yeah, I mean, he is a golf pro, but we don't need him jammed down our throat.
Yeah,
But at the
he's
same time, everybody piss off, like relax.
He's the golf version of Last Night by Morgan Wallen. Like when you first hear it the first couple times,
Oh, so good.
it's the best song ever, and then you hear it 30 times a day, and you're like, bleh.
Yeah,
man, they posted like they basically like they posted so much about him, like so much, and then all of a sudden they had a post that was like, "Is everybody tired of Michael? Is it Michael?
Yeah.
Michael Block. Is everybody tired of him?" And it's like they're tired of him because you fucking idiots just posted 16 posts about him in the last 2 days.
But I mean, like that's the world that we live in with fucking social media and clickbait shit. It's just gross like that.
Like all these stories, man, I'm flicking through their Instagram, like they're all about him. Getting a text from Jordan, what Rory says about him, getting him on full swing in the second season, him telling Brooks telling him, "I hear you buying drinks." Like, enough. It was cool. Just
we'll never hear of this guy again.
Story next week. Yeah, exactly. But now he's playing the Canadian Open.
Right.
That'll be his last probably tour event ever. But like
maybe he wins.
Well, he'll be in the PGA next year.
Yep, he will.
He'll probably be on the Ryder Cup team actually.
But
good segue.
Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of things to compare him to. It's like remember when John Scott got in the All-Star game?
Yeah.
And he didn't belong there.
Same shit.
But at the same time, like this guy can play golf. He's not.
Also, this guy earned his way there.
You don't win. You don't get 15th place in a major with the top golfers in the world unless you can play 4 rounds of golf. So
yeah, you don't just get lucky.
No, you do not get lucky, and it's not because he is a big guy or he can do this or that. Like there's a lot of talent there, and I think people take that pretty lightly. But yeah, Daniel's right. Everybody in the chat here is making some good points. The media, we talk about it all the time, almost at it's nauseating, but the incentives are broken. The media companies need people to look at their stuff, so they give the worst takes on things just so people talk about it and argue about it. So they get these the data to say that they have people looking at it, so then they can sell advertisements and force it down your throat. That's the problem with the world, right? So it's not surprising that they do shit like this. It's disappointing, I think, because the guy does not deserve that.
It's not changing anytime soon either.
Well, no, I think it is.
But it's like they're hanging on. Like I'm saying, like he probably did like 25 interviews and they're hanging on every word, just waiting for him to say something. And then he does. And then it's like, are we tired of Michael Block? Oh, he pumped his own tires too much. It's like, shut the fuck up. Listen to the other 25 interviews. Like, leave this guy alone. He just
or the other hour of that interview.
He gets to play for 2 more PGA events. Interview about how cool that is. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But and of course, like there was a minute that was taken out of a podcast where he was on for an hour, just kind of bullshitting, right? And like that's the only offside thing this guy said, and like coming out of nowhere and into the spotlight. That's all that's been uncovered of him from the internet. Like that's amazing.
We have to be careful.
That's it.
Why do we have to be careful?
Because that could happen. It's that fast.
Oh, well.
Because like millions of people watch.
I don't think we're ever getting to those heights that he got to.
Millions of people watch the Kngdom, so like.
Oh, true.
Hey, maybe someday if we don't just lie to people all day, then you slowly gain trust with people over time. So you never know. Those guys got there one day at a time. Weird how that works. You tell the truth and people pay attention. But what what was I gonna say there?
Let's
I don't
move on to Drums' scenario because I didn't really understand the question.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
what? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I forgot in my intro today that I was gonna, because Drums, you were gone, and I was gonna feature this podcast as a full hour debate of Liv versus PGA, Jor versus Reg. I forgot to say that, so we skipped over that on the agenda. But let's talk about Drums scenario. So this happened last week at men's night.
Yeah, last week at men's night. So we won on 15. We're playing 16. I'm putting for par. I miss my putt. I'm still not within giving range, but I know Farnsey got bogey. So I just picked up, like, just not even thinking of it. We were done our match. I just went and knocked my
Oh,
putt
and you got a
away.
stroke.
I had a stroke. So Keith is like, Drums, man, I'm sorry, but you had a stroke there. And I was like, oh my God. And so Keith had a putt for par and made it. So I was like, no, like, I'm obviously taking my double. Like, keep me out of there no matter what. Luckily, it was after a match, but you're still playing for those last couple points, right?
Yep.
What couple points?
That's the cool thing about our league is, like, we don't do win-loss. It's 20 points, one per hole, 18 points. And then the winner of, like, the low net score gets 2 points. So even if you win the match on like 15 or 60 or like even 11, you could still win the next 8 holes and get pretty close in terms of points. Like, it's not just a win or a loss.
Nice. Oh, yeah. So
it's
you
pretty
keep
cool.
playing all the way till the end.
Yeah, and it helps, like, to prevent sandbaggers too, right?
Correct.
Do you think that my opinion is, like, and not many people give a shit, but I honestly think, like, instead of like the awkwardness of asking, say you don't have the scorecard and the other guys have the scorecard, so you don't really know where the strokes are, and you never really want to ask, hey, do I have a stroke here or what are the strokes here? Like, I think the easiest thing to do, and I think everybody should just do it, is grab a second scorecard and just write where people have strokes, and then there's no confusion, and it's your fault if you didn't look at the scorecard before you get to the green. So in that case, and you just tap that putt, then you have to just give him his par putt. I would actually concede his par putt and say, like, hey,
I did. He said, no, I'll putt it. But I said, no, you take that. I'm taking my double. Get the fuck out of here. But for our league, we always have two scorecards per group.
You do?
Keep your own.
Yeah.
Okay. But Farnsey and me have worked out that I'm not allowed to know when I have strokes. We just assume that I probably do.
That's a smart play, actually.
Because if I know I do, I'm fucking it up in my mind.
That's very true, man. That's a smart play. You kind of like to know, though, too. I like to know.
Yeah, you like to know.
Well, when I get to the green, I guess I should start paying attention. But
yeah, true. I guess it depends on what kind of game you play, right? It's like,
yeah,
if you have the ability to. What's that?
Toronto was 37 on the front yesterday, with 2 birdies and a double on 8. No, double on 7. So he had a double and he shot 37 on the front. So 2 over.
Dad did? Hopefully you guys won.
We lost. I'm no help, man. Like, I might as well just I'll never win another men's night match in my life. But they actually split the pools up this year in Gilbert. They split the pools up. This is the first year ever. They're split between high and low handicaps.
Oh, that's nice.
And it's awesome. Yeah. First time ever there's been enough low handicaps to make it the whole division.
Wow, that's cool.
So we played against Snoop and Ty last night. Ty was good. I think I was 35 on the front. Dad was 37, and I don't know if I think we were probably tied in that 9 holes. I don't know. Like, men's night's so funny like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Like, Dad and Ty both birdied number 9, and like, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Like bombs, or were they tight?
No, 9 was. Oh no, they were both tight. All 3 of those guys were like, Snoop was the tightest, but. Yeah, and Dad made like a 12-footer, and then Tyler made like a 10-footer, and Snoop missed his 5-footer.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop
Too
Noob.
bad Snoop didn't have a company. We could have got him to sponsor the grass segment.
Yeah.
I do want to give a
Delicious.
quick take here. Sol is probably 1,000 times better than Corona. They look the same. They're both cervezas. They're both
Bold cotton.
made in Mexico, but Sol is so much better. It's not even the same kind of beer, honestly. Corona tastes like piss.
I
Skunky
disagree.
piss.
I disagree.
Shots fired.
Soul's good when it's ice cold, but as soon as it gets a little warmer, it's absolute shit.
Yeah, but so is every other beer in the world.
No, these aren't not with limes in them. I'm drinking them warm right now.
Surprised you're not drinking Bud Lights, man. There was a lot of Bud Light conversation in the States, like more than we had going here. So
Really?
it's good to see. It would actually be funny if like that was the first major company that like went down, because they reported their sales like being 20% down after like a week of it. Like, how does it drop
like
that
2
fast?
weeks. Yeah. I
It'll
don't
be
get it.
interesting. You don't get what?
I bought it.
I don't get like how they knew how much it went down that fast, because like you said, it was a week and they're down $1 billion. It's like, Jesus
Or maybe that was
Christ.
just their stock price.
How do you all of a
Yeah,
sudden
it's
say that
new
you
stuff.
don't like Corona? You used to buy Corona all the time and bring limes with it.
I still do, but
You just
it's
said
only
it tastes awful.
it's only if Sol's not available though.
I used to like Soul. I switched. And you and Barrett can suck it, as far as I'm concerned.
Speaking of beers, any update
We'll
on the
bring
brewery?
Bear into this. Hey, what
Right?
drums?
Hey,
Said, speaking of beers, any update on your brewery?
I think Monday.
Oh, we going?
I'll be nice and hungover, and I'm just gonna be like a snail, just sliding down the sidewalk to get to the doors of Obsolete after 3 days of the Gary Brandon, just like inching towards the entrance, and then I'll get one in
Oh, is that-
be back.
That's this weekend?
Yeah,
Who you got? Foxy?
Jordy.
Oh,
Really looking forward to it, man. We're qualifying with Dad and Dean on Friday night. And Aspen and Asante actually took the tournament over, and we kind of we upped the entry fee a little bit and added in like there it's crazy. 64 teams sold out. First place in each flight out of, I think there's like 7 flights or 8 flights. The winner of each flight gets $400 each, I think. No, it's got to be 400 total. I'll double check on that. I'll let you guys know next week. But then there's $1,000 guaranteed skins just gets put in for your entry, and then each CP is $300, I believe. So, and there's 2 sets of CPs, so it's big.
That's a good tournament.
It's huge. Like you're making money because you get 2 meals as well.
Can't afford not to.
You play 4 rounds,
rounds.
get 2 meals, and you get a chance at those prizes. Crazy.
I remember the last time we played in that. I think it was me and Stocks.
Yeah,
And
it was.
rained,
I remember that.
It rained Friday,
Drums and
Saturday.
Rob were there too.
Yeah. Do you remember
it
that
rained.
drums? It rained Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, and Sunday, like an entire day.
Yeah.
I could tell you who's in the Stanley Cup final at the time. San Jose and Pittsburgh. So I could tell you what year that was when you guys
17.
were there. Is that when it was? Because I remember
How are you guys talking about? How do you know
Foxy and Ron Lowe were yelling at each other when we were at that Fired Ostapoviches. They were betting on who was going to win that series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think my bachelor was like the week after.
I think
the week
so.
before, one of the two.
I don't think
Yeah,
I got
maybe.
invited, but
What?
I said I don't think I got invited, but anyways. moving on.
He's probably, you didn't miss anything. We'll have to do a round 2 anyway.
Wasn't that Kenosi?
Mm-mm. Winnipeg and Granite.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Is that
was a
when
good
Stokes
one.
was hitting
Yeah,
full drives
yeah.
to the rock?
Yeah, that was a really fun weekend.
He shattered his driver like the second we got
Right.
to Granite Hills.
Such a
Before he
classic
became a
stock.
professional golfer.
Okay, should we talk about the live stuff a little bit? I think we should. There's a
Might
few
as well.
things to touch on. Then we'll talk about fixer divots. We got some other golf chat, and then segments. We're already 50 minutes into this. I was going to say a bad word, but we're 50 minutes into this show. I'm trying to contain myself here. You guys hit our quotas every time before I can say a swear word.
I know.
It's also good that we coordinated our outfits for the evening.
Plain white tees.
Yeah.
The Backstreet Boys. So where should we start here? Because there's been lots in the last week, and a lot of it's kind of completely unnecessary, in my opinion, talking about this stuff. The one that I was really thrown off by was Rory's comments today about Koepka can play for the U.S., but nobody else can play for Europe.
That's wild.
Thoughts? Reggie Stoneface. So he has it.
No, I honestly, man, I didn't even look at my phone like the entire day today, like social media wise. So I really didn't see anything. I was kind of just going by, like I was listening to what happened.
Likewise, I kind of just saw it as the headline. I didn't actually dive in to see like what his reasoning was for it. But like that's a wild statement to say, and
wild take
to go the complete opposite for your continent or whatever they deem it as.
So who do you think he was talking about there? Because it seemed like it was very targeted towards somebody.
Well, I think there's been a lot of shit online about Sergio, right? Like Sergio went to Luke Donald, who's the captain, and was like, "Hey, do I have any shot at this?" And he just flat out said no. So that's when he pulled out a DP rankings or guess whatever membership, and kind of carried on. So I don't know if it was directly aimed at him, but I mean, like he's kind of fringe at this point in his career. But then at the same time, Rombo was quite upset that he wouldn't be able to be in the event either. So maybe it was Sergio that it was directed at. I don't know.
This might be whatever. Is there too many golfers on the European team that you really want from Liv?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, who is he talking about even? Because I couldn't think of any off the top of my head.
Poulter and Sergio? I don't even know if those guys make the team anyways.
That's what I mean.
Is Sergio included in that?
I don't know.
In what?
Like Europe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Spain is.
My math isn't good.
But I don't know who else.
Who's nice Anne?
Lisa Ann.
Is that supposed to be like Lisa Ann? Is that supposed to be like Nissan?
Jesus. I'm thinking Roscoe was accidentally texting Anne, and he put it in the chat instead of a text message.
Neiman from Chile.
That's awesome.
He's like from this point on, he will never be known as Neiman again.
No, it's just
nice Anne, just having a good round. Yeah, Neiman. Yeah, that's fair. But is he part of it? Or was he in the President's Cup?
That doesn't matter.
No?
No. It's only Europe.
Depends, like,
oh, no, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it does. I thought he was
but then why is Sergio in this?
He wasn't.
Or was this
Sergio wasn't in the President's Cup. Europeans are excluded from the President's Cup. That's so fun. That's so American, eh? Like Europe can only play against the Americans in the Ryder Cup, and the rest of the world can only play against America in the President's Cup. But America can play in both of them because they're America.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought that Spain was in South America.
Yeah, that's not a bad take. I mean, I didn't think that there was white flags.
It's nowhere near where I thought it was.
It's not great when you have a world map in your office there, but
yeah, that's a bad luck. You shouldn't be looking at that.
But Cam Smith would be President's Cup, so I'm trying to think like who would be Europe. Like I don't know. Like I
Chile,
feel like
Chile's not in Europe, I don't think.
Lots of the European state, I think. So doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If Rory
Doesn't
said that, it's a weird comment just to say that one team could do it and not the other. I feel like it's got to be open both ways.
Yeah, so like
Whatever.
if Poltz was on a absolute heater, would he say differently?
Yeah, I don't know that, man. I really don't. Like,
No,
you
that's
know who we're missing is Louis.
Louis European for sure.
Yeah. Or is he? No, he plays in the President's Cup all the time.
No.
Where's
Where's Louis from?
We're so uncultured.
Anyways. Holy Christ.
We're
Anyways, we're all in agreement. It was a super weird kind of misplaced comment.
He's South African. Yeah, he's
yeah,
part
you
of
guys
the
are right.
President's
You
Cup.
guys are right. You guys are right.
Yeah.
Man, thank God for the chat.
Okay,
You
but
know
who do they need then? Like, obviously, Rory's saying that based on them not needing anyone.
That's what I mean. Like, it felt like it didn't feel like Rory was saying that Americans are allowed to, but Europeans aren't allowed to. It basically sounded like America can do whatever they want, but on my European team, those players aren't going to play on it because I said so.
Fair. Okay, so that could be turned to a different way, but that's how he meant it.
That's how I took it, anyways. Whether that's true or not.
I can't
going
think
off
of
that,
anything
that's a wild statement too.
Right,
That's a beauty statement, though. I love that.
Why?
I don't.
It's like all his boys stuck to where they are, except for the guys who aren't good enough to play in the Ryder Cup.
All right, well then,
no.
gas your
That's not what
captain
I'm
then.
saying either, Reggie. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that even though there are guys good enough to play because they went to live, he doesn't want them on the team.
No, I'm thinking that they're not good enough anyways.
Maybe.
Which
he
is
could have
true.
meant that too. It's impossible to say from Manitoba. We don't even know where Chile is. We don't know anything here.
I've been right about everything except for because what's his name's from Chile. Yeah, I was right about all that stuff.
Poulter for
Nice
sure. I
answer,
bet
Chile.
he's talking about Poulter.
Gotta be.
Because Poulter's
or
never lost
Sergio.
a match in singles, right?
Poulter can suck it, man, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think he's even like he's going to be missed at the Ryder Cup. Like, who cares? But on the flip side, for the States, it would be a massive mistake to not have Brooks on the team.
Definitely it would be.
Or DJ.
I don't disagree with that.
Wow. That's the thing without the rankings, it's hard to like really deem, because we don't watch, how good those guys are doing over there. Like, I don't know how good he's done this year. He hasn't done anything amazing in like the majors or anything, right?
Or the majors, yeah.
He's not skipping over PGA guys yet.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like all those guys that went, like we've talked about this on here. I mean, we're like beating a dead horse, but we've talked about this on here numerous times. Like all the kind of guys that would be on the European tour though that went to live are the guys that just recognized, hey, listen, like I'm at the end of my career. I'm going to take this huge payout and ride off into the sunset. I don't think that even if this whole PGA Live thing didn't happen, I don't think they would be on the team anyways come the time when it is. And now I think that they're just going to kind of use it. Those guys might even use it as like, hey, we're not getting picked because we're on the Live, but I don't think they would have been anyways. And that's just more for, go figure, the media to talk about. And I don't think it really changed anything. And then Rory pretty much puts that into words in an interview, and then it blows up. It's just another thing. I don't know. I do agree, though. Koepka deserves to be on the American team. I 100%. Do agree with that because it's not a PGA sanctioned event. He deserves to play. There's no rules against it. Whatever.
Nope, 100% agree with that.
We got we got Stenson and Thomas Peters.
Peters didn't even qualify for that one major. Remember he tweeted about it?
All right. I think like Poulter was a captain's pick last Ryder Cup. So, I mean, he's on a far stretch to make this one.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't even know. Like you said, I don't know if they would have been even at the point that they'd be included if they were available.
Yeah, no, I agree with that
situation is.
Nicholas had a pretty interesting take. And I always agree with what Jack says, and whatever. I think people are just honest to God tired of talking about it. I think
I
they're
agree.
just at wit's end.
I think like within probably by the end of the golf season, somebody's gonna tell a reporter to fuck right off. Like I'm completely done
Enough's
with this
enough,
shit.
right?
Let's move on. Yeah.
Because they don't want to say anything, because any words they take can just be put into whatever they want.
Flipped. Yep.
Speaking of that, did you guys see HV3's interview last week where he dropped an F-bomb?
I didn't. No.
No, he was talking about whatever course they were at. Was it Oakmont?
No, I don't think so.
Doubt it. But
oh, you mean at the PGA?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I think so.
But he says it's pretty fucking tough because they were comparing that course to the weekend before that they had to play.
Tulsa.
And, Tulsa. He's like, it's pretty fucking tough.
I don't think we quite understand how tough that course is playing, man.
No, we do not. Never.
No, you never will.
So, I bet you, and we're back to talking about block again. But, I bet you he played, the absolute best he could have possibly played to shoot what he did. That was his A+ game to finish what he did, which is still very impressive.
Rounds,
still very impressive. I'm
Yeah.
saying, he held it together under pressure, too, playing with those big dogs. But, that was, his absolute best. So you think, he's, a plus handicap, and that took, his best ever to shoot even there. So, if he would have been playing like he did there at, a Muni course, like Gilbert or Weed City, he would have absolutely torched it the way he was playing that week. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So, good on him. Good on golf right now. Golf's in a great spot, honestly.
And on Live News, let's end on some good news. HV3 won.
Yeah.
Our boy.
Cheers to him. I'll give him some cheers for that. I like that guy.
He's a beauty. He's one of my favorite golfers for sure. I don't get to watch him enough, but I just love him.
Mm-hmm.
He's good shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Seems like a very level-headed, down-to-earth dude that cares about people. So let's get to fix your divots, man. This segment's been buzzing. It seems like people are enjoying it. I love it, and I think that we got something special. This is like the third week in a row. We got something special next week. It's like that free beer tomorrow sign at the bar.
Yeah, it'll come next week. Don't worry, it'll be here.
But for real though, we got a good one to talk about. We're gonna talk about the modern. What were we gonna call it? The modern version of golf etiquette. We're gonna do kind of like a full show on it. And it'll be a little bit about this kind of stuff. It'll be a little bit about if you're taking someone you've never met out, like a business development type thing out for a round, just some things to watch for. So hopefully the golfers in the chat will show up next week and add to what we're talking about. And I think that it'll be a good show. But for tonight, we'll stick to our normal stuff here. So hit us, Reggie.
Just 2 seconds before we go to that. Chloe, did you guys see that clip of Grillo?
Yes, the kids.
After he made a double and brought the kids out there. That's refreshing shit, man. Honestly, he's like,
he seems like a beauty too.
I already thought that I absolutely blew the tournament, so I was like, why not bring these kids out and try to change my spirits? He's like,
yeah,
I thought I made double, and I'm gonna absolutely sewer myself. I'm gonna bring these kids in. That's sick, man. I honestly, that's probably a good way to loosen up too. Really,
seemed to have worked.
That's what he said. He did it to, obviously for the kids. That's such a cool experience for any golf fan, especially a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But he said that he wanted something to take his mind off the playoff and what he just did. So
what he just did. Yeah.
What a good way to do it, honestly. That was such a cool thing to see.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, back to sorry to break that up, but Fix Your Divot segment brought to you by the Praise Crash Tour. The Praise Crash Tour is created by the players for the players. The mission over at Praise Crash Tour is to provide competitive, high-level, and above all else, fun golf tournaments, which seems like they're doing lots of buzz around the province about what they're doing. Lots of sick players playing in the tournaments. under the category of things you'll love to see, Price Crash Tour starting up and exceeding expectations, I would say, so far. Make sure to follow their Instagram account at Price Crash Tour for updates, news, and other announcements. We'll put the links to all this below in the description. And Price Crash Tour, just keep doing what you're doing.
And we had a special announcement on last week's show that I committed to playing an event next year.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
I'll join you, buddy. I'll join you.
Drums, you might have to come too. Maybe we'll do a full.
Do they got
Are
a
we allowed to
scramble or
pick our
something? I'm
partners
not
and shit?
getting in this shit.
Prairie Cap.
Will you commit right now? Live.
No, Christ no. Unless it's a handicapped event or a scramble.
No, Christ, no.
This is gonna be like the segment in the free beer tomorrow. I'll play in one of those events next year.
Yeah.
Drums, what do you got for the fixture divots?
Okay, so we got a couple of fix your divots.
Some funny ones.
The first one, what's that?
Some funny ones.
Yeah, some good ones here. So the first one is from our boy Trevor Funk, and he says the Bitcoin talk. LOL. So he's had enough of the Bitcoin talk. He wants to gas it too.
I want to quickly, and I put this in there for a reason because that's not tonight's, but he went out of his way to say he's had enough Bitcoin talk. Like with the 88 stats thing and a few other things, he's commented a few times saying stick to golf and whatever else. So I wanted to give Trevor Funk a specific shout out tonight that we're definitely not going to stop talking about Bitcoin. And maybe I'll send him some sats someday.
Hey, Trev.
And then next up we got
Grant on board too. So
next up we got Grant Wiley. Did we decide what how to pronounce it?
Reg might know.
Let's go, Willie.
He's from Flin Flon.
2 L's, so it has to be Willie.
I think it's Willie too.
I really like where his head's at. He's got a couple to throw at us here. So his fix the divot is when it's plus 30 out and the beer cart isn't out. Absolutely shameful. And then his next one is when you only see the beer cart once or twice around. So I know where his head's at, and I love where it's at, and completely agree with him.
Man, saw the beer cart 5 times last night in 18 holes.
Dang.
Really?
On the beer cart, sponsored by Aspen Insurance. So you could say I'm loving it, and we're getting our money's worth.
That's good. I thought that was pretty funny, though. Grant sent in 2 pet peeves in 1 week, and they were both complaining about the beer cart. So he must have had a shitty experience.
And where is he? Reg in Flin Flon?
He's a Flin Flon boy, yeah.
Okay, so Flin Flon's got to figure out their cart girl situation up there.
Get it together, Flin Flon.
I think they have a cart man up there.
Oh, well, might be a problem.
That was a joke.
So Grant actually got a custom King head cover. He designed his own logo for it, which is probably a 1 in 100 move. Designed his own logo, and it was Flim, whatever his name is. Flintabaddy. The mascot of Flin Flon. So he put that into a logo and put it at the top of his head cover, and it was pretty cool actually. It took a lot of thread.
I should have given you the full name, Flintabaddy Floniton.
Yes.
What is that?
What a name.
It's the statue up there that
the town mascot.
Have you never been to Flin Flon?
When I was like 10, but like is it an animal?
Like
like
Dolphin?
Oh, it's a little man.
Oh yeah, it is a little man.
Oh, okay. I remember him now. Got him. Yeah.
Flintabaddy. He's a beauty.
That's better than a beaver.
Is it? You know,
beaver's legendary, man.
Melita has a banana as theirs.
The banana belt.
Yeah.
What's the best one? Do you think it's the banana in Manitoba? What do you think the best town statue is?
Oh, I saw a really funny one.
I've always liked Happy Rock.
Mm-hmm.
There's one really fun. Oh, there's a big pumpkin in southern Manitoba. It's like it's maybe not Low Farm, but it's like right around Low Farm.
Killarney's got a big ass turtle.
It's just a massive pumpkin. Boys of has a turtle.
Boys of Me.
And Dunseith, as soon as you cross the border into America, they have a turtle as well. They're both on each side of the turtle mountains there.
I saw a turtle that was 1.5 inches big last night.
Was it in your
Yeah,
shorts?
me and Roscoe saw one last year on our men's night. It was about the same. We compared it to a shoe, and it was a baby turtle.
Yeah, I've
Could
never
hardly
seen one
move.
that
Looked like a
small
little
before.
dinosaur.
Yeah, we put him back in the water.
Have
Snoop
some
did.
ooze
Snoop
to
picked him up.
pour on them.
What's that? You guys were talking at the same time. Didn't catch either of you. Drums, go.
I said, skip me.
Speak.
He said pour some liquor on him. I said Snoop picked him up and put him in the water.
Oh, okay.
Said should have poured some ooze on him.
Oh, the pumpkins in Roland.
St. Claude Cigar. Nice.
Okay, so we got St. Claude's got a cigar.
Whoa.
What?
That's actually, is it a Captain Black or a Cohiba?
We need to find this right here, right now.
Yeah, picture it didn't happen.
Yeah, we got to. What town is it in?
St. Claude.
St.
I got
Claude.
it here.
You got it, Reggie? Bring it up.
No, I don't. I typed it in, but
Nothing showed up.
I think he's.
John Lowe. We need a pic sent in the chat.
Is he pulling
Yeah.
legs?
It's not on Google.
Must
Oh,
just
you
be
know what? No, that would be a pipe. I'm thinking it might be a big pipe, but he said cigar.
Well,
Either way, massive cigar.
I need to see that. I need to see that bad. How would it even be standing like straight
Oh,
up?
here it is.
Sideways?
Here it is. It's a pipe. It's a pipe.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. A cigar would be funny.
Just a big pipe.
okay, that's not as cool as a cigar.
Somebody's
No,
got
but
to
it's
fill that
still
thing
pretty
up with
funny.
some Mary Jane and smoke out of that thing one day. You think it's
Yeah,
hollow?
do they got a good course in St. Claude? We should go there for a roadie and get some funny pics out of that thing.
Take like one of those distant pictures where you have the pipe in your mouth.
There, yeah, no kidding. Like the Eiffel Tower, you're squishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're smoking that pipe.
There was a huge moose when we were on the way to Heckle last year as well. I forget what town that was in, but it was a BF nowhere kind of town, BFI.
That actually, the big elk in Arnold is pretty cool.
That's true, and we probably take that for granted
Mhm.
because that thing is massive.
Mhm. And then like you see that big elk on one side of the park, and then you like tour through the park and you come in a Dauphin, and there's a fucking beaver flipping a baseball hat. It's like, what's happening here? Welcome to Dauphin. I'm a beaver holding a hat.
I feel like we were we went through a phase in life where every long object we'd pretend it was a bong.
Oh,
Yeah.
You remember that, Drum?
Oh yeah. Did I send you that
So
picture the other day,
stupid.
Drew? Drums
What's
wouldn't have
that?
seen it on Snapchat when I had that big cannon in oh, John Lowe must not be watching on video. I just showed it on here. John.
Oh, maybe he's a little behind.
That picture in Nova Scotia when I had that big cannon as my horn.
Yes, that was good too. Could do that at Shiloh. There's plenty of time for that there. Okay. So we got one more fix your divot. This is the fourth one actually, but the fourth one here off the board is don't steal stuff from the golf course and then go there and play there the next year.
I want to know like so much to that story.
Look at that hog
That's a
drum.
great picture. Just a cannon.
If you're listening to this, you'll have to check out the video to see Reggie's cannon.
Okay, what happened with the what happened with that?
Tell
The
Drums.
stealing?
So apparently these guys were golfing, and all of a sudden, like 4 carts came up, flying past them, going to the group behind them, and it was police officers who ended up arresting one of the
In
guys in
carts?
the group behind them. Yeah, in carts. Because Buddy stole a driver the year before and then came back to the golf course. And so they picked him up on like the 4th or 5th hole.
He got arrested. Like, where did they put him? Did they strap him into the bag straps?
I have no idea. That's why I have so many questions to this. And like, did the pro shop staff be like, "We got him." Once he booked the tea time, we got him. We're gonna get him, boys. He's gonna show up. We'll get him on like the 5th hole.
They got him on the farthest hole away from the clubhouse, so he couldn't run.
He couldn't
He
escape.
was
Yeah.
helpless.
They had
Okay,
on
yeah,
on
there's so
speed
much to
dial for
unpack
when it
there.
came in.
They also gave him like it was a gas cart, and they like siphoned lots of the gas out, so he only had a certain amount, so he couldn't roll around them. Like they
And the
really
cops
prepared for him.
The cops had teas in their carts, so they were just zooming.
They put teas in the governor, just
Yeah.
took it right off.
And a light on top.
Oh shit! Yeah, do you think they put lights on top?
It's so funny that they had to use golf carts, though. Like, I mean, obviously they're not going to take cop cars onto the course, but
I've seen
It's
a video
also-
with a cop car on a course.
Yeah,
did you see
It's
that
also
video where there was
hilarious
just a random car driving on the fairway?
yeah.
The guy's like,
Didn't they
"You're not allowed
crash?
to be on here."
Didn't they
What?
crash?
The guy was so calm. Like I would be screaming at this guy trying to break the window or something.
No, he didn't crash. He was just driving in the middle of the fairway. He's like got
No, I
lost
know.
somehow. Ended up on a golf course.
Unreal. You have to love that.
Okay, we need to switch gears here because I've had like tears in my eyes for the last 20 minutes here. I know we're on the brink of like a laugh attack here, so we need to switch gears here a bit. So
This guy, do you think it was worth it to get the driver? He stole the driver, and then he's like, God, they won't know.
Also, what do you think he thought? Like, okay, it's been a year. I could probably go back.
yeah, little does he know it's 7 years before your statute barred, not 1 year.
Yeah, it's probably not the same staff that was there last year. Probably new kids and shit. They got you, buddy.
How do you think that they found him though?
I gotta
Yeah,
tell you guys,
like it must just been a name, or I don't know. Did he have
Yeah,
a mug
probably
shot
the
up in
name.
the pro shop?
I gotta tell you guys the funniest story, man. That, like,
Here we go.
I'm not gonna name any names. This is where the laugh attack might come in. It's maybe the hardest I've laughed for a while on the golf course on the weekend. So, Deer Valley, Deer Valley, so it's in the valley. So there's a couple like hills that like basically filter back into the hole, but it's kind of like the hole's in a valley, so you hit up into it and then it kind of funnels down. But the guys were golfing, I'm not gonna name any names. They hit one up into the right side, like up into the hill. And they drove the cart up there, but not far, but like 10 feet up into the shit where you probably shouldn't drive, but it's still okay. And so this guy comes up, this greenskeeper, and like they shouldn't even have a greenskeeper right now because like they're not really doing anything to take care of that course. They kind of just let it go. And this guy's out there, and he's like this where they drove that cart is honestly the absolute least of their worries right now. Like a cart going in that is the least of that course's worries. And this guy comes up and pulls up to our cart in a gator, and he's like, hey, next time there's a hill like that in a hole, you can't drive your car up there. Tell your buddies they can't park up there. And the guy we were golfing with, we get to the green, and I was like, he was just on the fringe. And I was like, hey, and by this time, this guy that was on the side-by-side is like on the side of the green with a hose, like just like spraying it. Like the hose is like a thick, probably like it was like this big of the hose, and he was just spraying water out of it on the side of the green while we're putting. And I was like, hey man, do you want the pin in or out? And he didn't say anything. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. Whatever, I'll just let him play because I don't really know him. So we're golfing, and then he hits it and he leaves the putt like 12 feet short. And this guy, keep in mind, this guy's like 20 feet away. And he's like,
The hose guy?
yeah. And he's sitting on his knees, sitting forward, like spraying this hose. And this guy goes, hey, Reg, did you ask me if I wanted the pin in or out? I was like, yeah, I did, but you didn't answer. He's like, sorry, I was distracted by this fucking asshole telling us where we can and can't drive our carts. And the guy like heard him. And it was so funny. The guy just like looked at him, and then just turned the other way and kept spraying the hose. Oh my god! If you guys
What was
could
he
have been there,
spraying
man.
for?
Hey,
What was he spraying water for?
he was just absolutely unloading water on the side of the green, doing nothing. So this guy's
Was
like,
it Bill Murray from Caddyshack?
that's exactly what it looked like. He's like, sorry,
Yeah.
man, I was distracted by this fucking asshole telling us where we can. And I just like completely, I was like, did he just say that? And then I look at the guy and he's like sitting on his knees spraying this hose and he's like, it's so, all three of us just absolutely burst out laughing, like just so straight up, like
Yeah, take it easy.
saying
Take
what
it easy,
everybody's thinking.
Valley.
He's like, you have 15 million other problems on this course right
Yeah,
now.
no
Don't
shit.
worry where we're driving.
I thought it was supposed to be a nice course.
Yeah, you missed the talk. They basically the valley's like sliding out from the entire
Oh, right.
course and
I
houses.
just caught that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I think they've stopped putting a whole lot of money into it.
Shit.
Sorry if that was a long story. It was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Just how he called him out. Like I would never ever do that. And he was like 15 feet away. And he was just ashamed and he just took off on his side by side. Oh god.
So where do we go from here, boys? We're gonna do segments. We got like 5 more things to talk about, but we're already at 120 here. I mean, I got nowhere to be, but I think we're done.
I think we saved that stuff for next week, the other stuff.
Oh, and another point here. Do you guys want to hear something? Do you want to know something funny? So last week, do you remember our episode where we went dark for 15 minutes or 10 minutes?
Yeah.
So my laptop, I went to use it the next day, and as normal, I plug it into the morning, plug it in in the morning, and go to work. And the Wi-Fi is not working again. So I unplug my laptop from its charger, starts working. And this is the crazy part about this story. When this laptop, because I have this laptop and then I have a MacBook for like the King Golf, all the pictures and videos and stuff. But when this laptop was plugged into the wall, the other laptop also did not work. The internet did not work on the other laptop. Does that make any sense to anybody? Like, how could that have any sort of impact on the
It would. It probably would to a tech person. Possibly. Maybe it's just too much. Maybe the signal's like right there, or like the connection's right there for the Wi-Fi. Is it or no? Like up through the wall?
I couldn't tell you. No, I mean,
Where's
it
the
happened
tower?
here, and it happened out there in the living room.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's not just one plug-in.
No.
It's just when your computers are plugged in.
When one of my computers is plugged in to charge, like to power it, the internet doesn't work. So this computer's been unplugged the whole time. I have 15 minutes left of battery because I can't plug it in or else the internet doesn't work.
What?
Something's going on.
That's a head scratcher for sure.
I would say so.
You should probably get on Starlink.
And that's the funny thing too, is like every day for the last 2 weeks, every time I scroll through Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, it's a Starlink ad.
Ads. Yeah, me too.
I think they're really just trying to pump their product right now. I don't think it would have a correlation.
Yeah, maybe not.
Well, it's on a massive discount in Canada right now.
Because it's on mine right now too.
$600 off.
Can we talk about all the people
have Starlink? Because I've talked to some people from BDO who used to have it, and they loved it, but it would randomly drop at times. But so does this. So
Chaz has a question there.
Oh, sorry.
I wonder.
No, different. What plugs?
That you're plugging it into.
Plugs you're plugging into.
In the same circuit. No. Like if one was plugged in and the other one wasn't plugged in, the other one wouldn't work. So if like this laptop that I'm using right now, if it's plugged in, it doesn't connect to the internet. But also the MacBook, even if it's not plugged in, the internet doesn't work on that laptop if this one is plugged in.
Right.
Huh.
That's weird. That's
it
really
doesn't
strange.
matter. We're not gonna solve anything here.
I think I might get Starlink actually in Dauphin. I think I might try it.
Can you like
for the price right now?
maneuver where like your modem is set up
Apparently, it's
Like-
the easiest thing in the world to set up.
What,
Can I
for
just,
Starlink?
Yeah, can I just take it to the lake for the weekend and bring it back?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
That's what it's designed for, I think, because there's like people who are working like up in remote locations and they can just take it with them and plug it in there and it works, gets signal. I mean, it makes sense because it's not fiber optic, right? It's from satellites.
Yeah, that's what I was curious about. Like, it's still just, you can take it with you wherever you go. Like, it's not set to like a specific location.
Location,
Specific
right?
modem.
Yeah, like I couldn't take my router here anywhere.
Well, no, I know that. Like, it's got to be plugged
No,
in.
I know. Yeah, I think you
The
can
one
with
now.
Starlink, though. I think that's the biggest thing.
Is the router
Just
plugged
say
in?
it's $30 a month more to have it wherever you want to go. So mom and dad should actually do that in Dauphin, and then they wouldn't have to pay
Just
the
take it to
internet
the
in
lake.
Dauphin and the lake because they're
Well, they
never
don't
home.
pay
in
the
the
internet when they're not here, though, either, right?
But you can take it back and forth and just cancel it when you're not
Yeah.
at the lake, I imagine.
That would make sense. Ches, nothing in my house changed other than one night I plugged it into the exact same hole, exact same spot, and all of a sudden,
Pause.
we went dark for 10 minutes. That was funny to watch. Actually, I rewatched it after. You guys were scrambling pretty hard.
Yeah,
I don't think
panicked
so.
a little bit.
You guys look like you were in boiling water, frog in boiling water.
Oh, like,
No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's just because like what the fuck just happened at the same time of trying to keep going. But yeah,
well, plus you guys don't have the same setup that I do here, right? When I set everything up, like you wouldn't know if you're actually still running or not. So
right.
no.
I could see how that
But then
would
the
be.
chat kept going. Yeah.
But then you came into the chat was when
I was in the
everything
chat,
got
yeah.
thrown
So
out.
I don't know how my phone was even working, but
Well, that's why I hopped out, because you were in the chat. So I was just thinking you couldn't get back
Mhm.
into the stream.
yeah. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You guys went on for quite a while without me, so but it was pretty funny to watch.
she
So-
worked pretty good today.
I don't know.
I think we wrap it up.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm not fully done yet, but if we dive into it, we're going to be here for another half an hour or so. Yeah, I play against Colby. We play against Colby and Roscoe tomorrow night.
Good luck.
I say you guys will kick him, but I would put my money on Moose and Drawer.
Well, I mean,
Well,
George
so
firing out.
So if
73s.
either Roscoe or Colby want to put some cash down, I'm more than willing.
You're going to bet on
Let
me
me
and
know in the
Moose?
chat.
Yeah.
Oh, bet 365. Those guys are playing in a
Hey.
match play tomorrow, though.
Bet
Manitoba
KNG.
match play? Oh, they're both
So you're
in.
not playing tomorrow.
Yeah, no, they're playing afterwards. But since they're
in just auto.
that's what you want to see. You want some confidence in your squad. These guys have been both. I think they both fired some 67s at we'd say the last couple weeks. And so, what's the wager? They're both in.
Sure, I'm really just trying to help you out right now. I'll text them privately and make some deals here.
Okay. It'd be funner to do
I'm
live.
trying to make it more pressure for them. I'll play for whatever makes you guys nervous.
Well, I'm
You're not
thinking
even
your
I'm
nervous
kidding.
is a lot different
I'm
than
kidding.
Roscoe's.
I'm kidding. I don't know what I'll bet. I'll text them though privately.
Okay. Well, the funny thing is like the Ross and Colby went undefeated in the league last year, and me and Moose ran into them in the semis, and only one
And?
squad could advance.
Who was that? Not them.
Not the
It
ends.
wasn't them.
Not the
Oh.
ends. But that was last year. Things have changed. Anything could happen on the golf course.
Not the ends. Oh, there's some. I just created some tension without even doing a whole lot.
You have to. You got to make things fun for sure.
Gotta have fun.
But
Anyways,
it'll be a fun match. It's a match that me and Moose definitely have on the calendar all year, so it'll be fun to play. It's nice when you're playing the cream of the crop in the league. You want to bring your best and them bring their best as well. So be a fun match. We'll have some reports on next week's show.
I have to say one thing too. I do.
Okay.
Just we don't have segments, but I just want to touch on and remind people before they play golf the rest of the week and this weekend. Probably prior self, I talked to Tron about it actually yesterday while we were playing. We started on 12. I went par, and then bogey double. Probably if that's me 2 years ago, I probably shoot like 85. Not exaggerating. Before we started talking about the mental stuff on here, the 10-yard rule, to break things down into 3-hole segments, stuff like that. I messed up on those 2 holes, kept her even the rest of the way, just from reminding yourself actually of those things, that the 10-yard rule, you can be as mad as you want after you hit a shot, but as soon as you get 10 yards past, it's done with. And breaking it down into segments and not just shutting her down and start trying to pressure things. It helped a lot last night. Hopefully it carries on throughout the year. It's pretty cool. You guys have to remind yourselves about that while you're out there. It's crazy the difference it makes, because you realize how stupid you are for getting so upset about a golf shot.
You do have to remind yourself though, of that kind of shit. Hey, that's the hard part about trying to learn new habits, is like, you can't just show up to the course and try to be same old same and, expect things to change.
Some of the best golfers I've ever played with, Horny on his cart, it's a really cool tip actually. I can't believe I've never talked about it on here. I'll talk about it quick right now and then I'll save it for a segment another day. But he used to write, I don't know if you remember this, drums drawer, on his green card at Dauphin, whatever he wanted to work on at that time and whatever he wanted to remind himself of, he would write on the roof of his cart and then erase it and then write whatever he was working on. And lots of guys do that in their yardage books. It's not so much for the yardage, they have reminders on there to remind themselves, just because we are people and we do get busy. We have a wild day of work. You play 4 holes before you remember, so it's just a way of getting to those reminders before you get to that point.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd like to tell the truth, yesterday, I kind of had that the shit yesterday. Like where I started to get rattled about my bogey the hole before and I made a double. But yeah, you need reminders. Everybody needs reminders. So any way you can do it, whether you set a reminder when you're going golfing, say the tee off's at 5:15, you set a reminder on your phone at 5:30. Are you doing this? Whatever it is, there's technology available. There's resources available. Set reminders.
That's a good call.
Remind yourself how to do it.
Now, actually.
And yeah.
And I actually really like how you started that, because you said that whatever you're working on now, he wrote on the card, because things change, right? Like, you're doing well at some parts of your game. And once you're doing well at that, you kind of forget what you were doing that made you good at that. And then so it evolves. It's not something that you can do 1,000 times and you're just going to have it stuck in your head. Like, your game's always changing. You're always learning different things. You're always finding different things that work for you. And so it's not something that you can do 1,000 times and just remember, because it's always changing.
And that's why there's that many pages in the book. You just keep flipping to the next page. Whatever you're working on. The guys on the PGA are still working on shit every day, right? Hey?
Did you say bitches in the book?
No, pages.
It sounded a lot like bitches in the book. There's a lot of bitches.
No, that's why there's so many pages in the book, though.
I'm going to put that as a reminder. Update bitch book. And that'll help me remember probably too.
And lastly, this is the last thing I'll talk about, then we're done, I think. Or you guys have anything else?
Jesus, what the hell was that? No.
A kind reminder, I was talking to Mom the other day about ladies' night. And she was a little worried about just playing ladies' night. And I just said, you just have to remember, like, nobody that you're playing against in men's night gives a shit what you shoot.
Women's night.
Honestly, or men's night, women's night, anything. It's just nobody cares what you shoot. They're only there to keep track of the score they're shooting. Nobody's going to be like, go home and say, oh, so-and-so shot 73. They're not going to do that. They don't care. They might care about the odd shot, but they don't care what you shoot.
That's the truth.
So stop worrying about what other people think about your game.
That's the pimple theory we talked about a couple years ago on this podcast, right?
Ooh.
You worry about all the pimples you have on your face, but everybody's worried about their pimples as well.
and you don't see them on
nobody
them,
cares
and they
about
don't
yours.
see them on you.
Correct.
Yeah,
Cool.
100%.
Good spot
Take
there.
us
Mitch.
out
Just
of
some
here,
reminders
Drums.
before the tournament start taking.
What's that?
No, just a couple of reminders before the tournaments and
Oh
men's
yeah,
night
good call. Good
continue.
call. Drums, glad you could join us tonight. I was pretty quiet without you here, but you came in pretty quick, quicker than I thought. So it's good
Yeah,
to
it
have you
wasn't
here
bad.
tonight. Good show tonight.
Awesome.
Lots of golf chat. A little bit of a slow start. We were talking about some drugs and some other stuff, but we brought her back. We had lots of laughs.
Well, shit needs to be talked about too.
We're in crystal meth when I came in. Here we go.
Okay, take us out.
But no, that's it. We're out of here. Everybody have a great rest of your week and weekend. Play some golf. Let's talk about it next week. We'll catch you then. Catch you later. Love you, boys. Peace.
Love you, fellas.
See you, boys.
See you next week.